Hey yo guys, I'll be back with another video. You feel me? Please like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I do hope you enjoy the video. Without further ado, let's get into it. Now for y'all who don't know, I am an amateur boxer myself, and one day I would like to go pro. For y'all who so now that y'all are caught up on that, right? For y'all who might not know or who aren't really big on boxing, Dmitry's Bivol's wife has claimed that, and this happened some years ago, but she has claimed that her husband has beat her and things like that. Personally, we cannot say, there's not enough evidence or proof to it. And me, I'm not the type of guy to just take a girl's word for it, because I mean, you know how women are. No offense to any women out there, but it's happened multiple times. So I will not be just going off of what she says. And if he even if he did, well, Floyd Mayweather, we do know he beat one woman apparently, and guess what? People still will say he the greatest boxer of all time, whether they like him or not. So, not saying Bivol's the greatest boxer of all time, but he is very high on the pound for pound list. Can't take that away from him. So, this was made 2 months ago. I just saw it now though. So, hey, let's go.
Arthur is praying.
Now this is what happened, right? I had Arthur win in this fight, but I really did want Bivol to win. Now, as you can see, right, her face, right? I saw a lot of people say that she looked a little surprised, like she wanted her ex-husband to win, but she had to keep the act up. So then she kind of switched, like, just look. Like that's what I saw some people saying. I don't know.
Honestly, it serves you right, dumbass. You got scared. You know what's upsetting? Arthur, yes. Because karma caught up to Bivol. Go back to your mama. These are your true colors.
Yikes.
Honestly, go back to your mama. I was right.
Dmitry Bivol is one of the brightest champions of our time, known for his poise and cold-bloodedness in the ring. But boxing has behind-the-scenes stuff as well, and the backstage of professional boxing hides not only intense training and big victories, but also personal dramas which can affect even the toughest fighters, sometimes at the most inappropriate moment. And the boxer from Kyrgyzstan got into this exact trap, because before one of the most important bouts against Bivol, Ekaterina, Dmitry's ex-wife, began talking a lot of shit with no filter in pursuit for media exposure, likes and subscribers. Perhaps it happened to be the reason for Bivol's defeat, as Katya made an absurd amount of noise. Excited? Don't be in a hurry, we are going to tell you about it soon. As some people say, fighters are tough. This can affect the psyche of every person, even if you're Chuck Norris himself.
Okay,
we'll tell you about the chronology of events, the reasons why they divorced, and how Dima handles the strokes of bad luck and overcomes personal challenges. And for now, hit the like button, leave your opinion in the comments below, and let's find out which side our army is on.
Closest ones? Of course, it's my kids, my wife, my parents. I mean, my coach is very close to me. Friends. I'm like other normal people, I guess, right? You know, she is a housewife. She looks after the kids, takes them to hockey, school, like she does everything with them. It's a big responsibility, but she is also a knowledgeable woman.
Dmitry and Ekaterina were married for 16 years. She actively supported her husband from the very beginning of his career. She was by his side at the most important fights and always helped both in his personal and professional matters. They have 2 sons and their relationship seems strong and happy. Ekaterina was taking care of the kids and the whole family in general, while Dmitry was building a career. In his interviews, he always spoke about his wife in a warm and respectful manner, describing her as an educated and responsible woman who helped him in everything. But as the time goes, everything changes, guys.
The reason is that I was lied to.
The breaking point in their relationship happened after a huge fight between Dmitry and Canelo Alvarez in 2020. Bivol earned the victory over a formidable Mexican, which brought him worldwide fame, but his success had a negative impact on their family life. Ekaterina stated that after the win over Alvarez, Dmitry started to spend less time with the family and began focusing more and more on his career. According to her, that was the moment when they began distancing from each other. The situation became more intense after Dmitry signed the contracts for new fights and started training almost without any breaks. Ekaterina felt forgotten and began to suspect that her husband hides a part of his earnings from her and the kids.
We started from a shitty mattress, and it wasn't even ours.
Hold on, before you pay for yet another app to manage your team,
And man,
let me
boxing's
introduce you to
a
Connect
rough sport,
Team,
you
the
know.
one platform.
Like at the beginning of boxing, bro, I will say this when it comes down to boxing, right? When you are at the beginning of your career, right, you're making like little to no money. Like someone who works a 9 to 5 at McDonald's Monday through Friday, Saturday is making more than you when you first start boxing. Even if you sign to a big promotion company, maybe then it might be a little different. But at the beginning, if you're not really signed to a big promotion company, you can make zero. I mean, you can make no money from some of these fights, literally. So that's a real like big thing right there. And then sometimes you, especially you got wife and kids, sometimes you got to put these things aside. You know, like some of these dudes can't see their kid's wife for months because they're in camp. They're you and your wife in the U.S., you all the way in Europe getting, you know, your camp and work down there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, sorry. You know, you might come back, you there for a couple days. Now you got to go to Japan to get some more camp work down there. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on your weight class, where you're from. You never know, you know. And some people don't really want they don't really want their family with them, or maybe they just can't. You know what I'm saying? Like if you just have a wife, sure. But if you have kids, they got school. You know what I'm saying? And unless you homeschooling your kids, how they gonna come with you to California and you in South Carolina? You know what I'm saying? Like,
my friend gave it to us because I had rich friends, and I'm from a well-off family myself.
After a divorce in 2023, Ekaterina began actively making accusations towards her ex-husband. One of the main issues was financial support for their kids. Ekaterina announced that Dmitry pays only $1,100 a month, despite a multi-million earnings in the ring. She stated that Dmitry hides a portion of his money in foreign bank accounts, and that happened to be the exact reason for their conflicts.
Until he turned 22, Bivol was selling drugs. I found that out only when we got married.
On top of that, Ekaterina accused Dmitry of hiding his past, including the claims that he was connected to drugs in his youth. These statements caused a huge reaction with the public, but Dmitry remained silent, not commenting on his ex-wife's accusations. Ekaterina also used social media to expose Dmitry's personal information.
I'm absolutely not interested. What do you think for support? Thank you for the rest. Guys, I can keep a kick, direct, and portable, meaning everything I have more significant task than to prove this is my life story. Do you want read whatever you want? No, I just don't hit people. What did you expect from a person who beats people for money? Either I'm just not reading that right, or that, yeah. This is a funeral bouquet for my mother-in-law in honor of my murdered twin. There are 2 cabbages and dried flowers. The world will remember both my children and these, and you will be forgotten. Both these children
including his injuries and conditions before important fights. It created additional tension, especially prior to his fight with Artur Beterbiev, which was supposed to happen in October of 2024. But good old Dmitry was taking shots from Saul and many other heavy-hitting athletes, and this situation wasn't an exception. Bivol stayed true to himself.
Divorce is a tough thing to go through for both people. What to do? There are certain difficulties in life that you just have to get over and move on.
Despite serious accusations from Ekaterina, Dmitry preferred not to engage in public confrontations. He kept silent and focused on his career. In some interviews, he briefly touched on divorce, but avoided talking about any details.
I hope that everything is going to be fine. For me and her. For all of us.
Dima engaged to pay me $300,000. I gave him a 3-room apartment. It was stupid of me. He said he would give $200 for a flat, though its price was higher, and $100 from those $5 million sitting in the bank account.
Ekaterina insisted that Dmitry had to pay her $300,000, but according to her, he did not do that. And here we go, Katya grabbed the horn and began her PR campaign.
Let's cancel the fight
crazy.
between Bivol and Bivol.
Bro, and I don't want to, man, he's rich. I mean, I don't care how rich I am, boy. 300,000 is crazy. I could be a multi-billionaire. 300,000 is crazy.
Until Bivol pays 33%, until he engages to pay my sons 33% of the earnings.
That moment happened to be one of the most discussed in this conflict. Not only did Ekaterina accuse Dmitry of not paying the alimony, but she also invited people to cancel his fight with Artur Beterbiev, and then cancel her ex-husband as well. She claimed that Dmitry had to give 33% of his earnings to his children, which happened to be another boiling point in their relationship, even though before that she signed a prenup.
Why did I sign for such a small alimony? Right? Such a small sum for a millionaire, because he threatened to take away the kids.
According to Ekaterina, she agreed for a small alimony, being afraid that Dmitry could use his power to take the kids away from her. She stated that Dmitry used threats during the negotiations about the financial support, which led to her signing an agreement for a smaller sum of money than she was supposed to get.
For him, money is more important than the kids. And kids are officially mine already from August. Only mine. And they live only with me. So don't indulge in illusions, dogs.
Yeah, son, hello.
Now listen to me. Mother is with us every day. She does everything for us, and you do nothing.
Why am I doing nothing for you? Father is working.
You work for Marmor to buy her diamonds, right?
Son, who told you that I buy her diamonds? All of that is just...
Oh, Mother today, Marmor was posting, and she said she feels so sorry for us.
First of all, you
listen here.
Why are you talking like that? You are too young to talk like this. Why are you talking like that with adults? You can't talk like that, son.
Fuck you.
You and me, we have no problems with each other. And we buy you bicycles.
Ekaterina also stressed that now she has full custody of her children.
There's no way that was a real call. There's no way. That boy said,
and said Dmitry doesn't participate in their upbringing.
Getting 8 ads every 20 minutes is actually diabolical. Meet Pi,
I don't know,
the ad
man.
blocker that actually works on Twitch.
Anymore. This statement added some more negativity to the situation. People began blaming the boxer for putting his earnings before his kids' well-being.
He was living off my mother's money.
I mean, his kids are young. And Bivol is... how old? Yeah, you're going to see the point I'm about to make in a minute, but... yeah, Bivol's 34. Like, he probably going to retire soon, I'm not going to lie. So, I wouldn't be surprised if he retired after this fight, you know, maybe to do more stuff with his family. But his kids are really young, so if he was to put boxing first, I mean, sometimes, like, as a man, you want to put these things first because, especially how you grew up, you know, I think Bivol grew up actually very poor. So, when you grow up a certain way, you want your kids to have better. I'm pretty sure Bivol did grow up really poor, if I'm correct. If not, then my bad. But it was him or Arthur. I remember hearing both of them talk about it. But if he did, you know, he just want to make sure his family's straight. You know, he got to put the bag first to make sure his family's straight. I mean, he's still, I mean, I don't know their personal life, so I can't say much, but I'm not saying it's right, but like I said, when you on training camp, you might not see your kids for the whole time. Your camp might start January, let's say the second week of January. Your fight happens January, March. Let's say the end of March. You might not see your kids, family for those whole months. You might not see them until fight day. You know what I'm saying?
Lived for 5 years in a 2,000 square feet apartment in the city centre.
Sad, but true.
Walked around with the keys, invited his friends. He was feeling loose.
These comments were widely discussed in the media and among the boxing fans, which added to the intensity in the lead up to the fight. Ekaterina said that sooner or later, Bivol would get what he deserved, hinting at karma that would eventually catch up to him.
I love my boy Bivol. I wish he would have won.
Also did not hesitate to insult Dmitry in any possible way.
It's just when she was talking about something, I hope Bivol loses. I was like, oh yeah, nah, I really hope Bivol would have won.
Or attract attention.
Really did.
We can't say for sure. Bivol's
I honestly hope Bivol win this time. But I feel like better be going to win.
ex-wife did not even shy away from saying that she would do something to the owner of one of the local MMA promotions.
There was a quote about oral sex and that everybody does it. Like,
What?
I would do that with Alfredo. He's definitely bigger than...
It's true. I prefer to call things by their own names. I'm not a hypocrite. If I had an opportunity, I would suck it. What? Everybody does that.
But even that wasn't enough for her. Ekaterina glued the horn to her mouth and continued tarnishing the image of her ex-husband. These insults and constant attacks on social media could definitely affect Dmitry's state of mind during his preparation for fights. This woman poisoned her kids' minds against their father, and we all know that children absorb everything they are told, especially in this situation.
Kids do not cuss unless they're around people who cuss and they think it's okay. If you as a kid, even if you hear your parents cuss, if they get on you, like, no, you get whooped or whatever, you know it's a bad thing, so you don't do it. And if you do it, you know what I'm saying, it might be here and there, but you don't do it around your parents, right? But when your parents are just cool with it, they laugh at it. To you, it's okay, because it's like, well, mom, I mean, I say F this, F that, nigga, you know what I'm saying, in front of my mom all the time, and she don't care. So it gives that kid the perception, like, okay, that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at Lil RT. There's nothing wrong with him having rap music. There's nothing wrong with him making music. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But what's wrong with it is the fact that you got this kid holding guns, flexing money. That's not really that bad. But you got him holding guns and you got him cussing, and y'all are all cool with this. There's a bunch of grown men in Lil RT's videos behind him, and y'all are cool with that. Mind you, this kid's like 7, 8. He's younger than my little sister. She's 11. He's a young kid. He's no older than 10. And he's out here talking like that. Y'all realize this kid go to school just like every other kid. This kid is being watched by older people because he's a little kid. Just because he has millions of dollars maybe in his bank don't mean he a little kid. So guess what? Somebody is running that for him. And because they let it be okay. I mean, look how he was talking on Kai's stream. Because that's okay, because they let him do that. But Kai like, no cussing, what'd I tell you? But his people he around, they don't care. Yeah, whatever. He could probably be like, walk around and be like, yo nigga, hey yo nigga, give me a drink. I bet you they'd probably do it. They'd probably laugh and then go do it. Like, alright, little homie. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be no, who you talking to? No, don't say that. No, you're not getting no drink. No, you're not getting no juice. Drink water. It's nothing like that. It's okay.
When they
that means the mom would have had to have put these kind of words in their head to say that. No kid randomly just says that to their parents, whether it's their mom or dad. They don't have no reason. Well, they might have a reason to dislike their father, but they mom putting that stuff in their head.
Don't have the second version of the story.
Oh, how many alimony payers?
If it's true, okay, cool. But your kid's cussing, like, come on. Even if I was to cuss at my dad, my parents are divorced. If I was to cuss at my dad, my mom would still get on me about that. And my dad would get on me about it too. But my mom wouldn't just be cool with that either. You know what I'm saying? I effing hate you. Or F you. My mom would be like, who? Nah. Like, they might not have the greatest relationship. But my mom not just gonna let me say that to my dad. It would have to be like a super valid reason. Super valid.
As I've got here, dear Lord.
And 9 out of 10, there's never a valid reason to talk to your parents like that. Maybe 7 out of 10.
Justify a father that doesn't provide for his children. There is only one excuse: if you are dead.
He doesn't provide for us. He didn't send 1,000 today. He didn't even send 100,000 rubles to Mother. She bought us steaks on her own money.
How does it sound like that?
All of that led to the conflict between Dmitry and Ekaterina being actively discussed not only in the sports community, but also in the arena.
Why the kid following dad, though?
All of that led to the conflict between Dmitry and Ekaterina.
And that's another thing. I don't know. Like I said, because the pictures could be fake. But they say Bivol, she trying to say Bivol a bad dad. But every time I see him with his kids, they always laughing, smiling. So I don't know. I'm like, but again, we don't know these people's personal lives. It could just be fake. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's like, hey, smile for the camera. You know what I'm saying? Randomly. So he can look like a good dad. But, you know, maybe he picking them up from hockey or whatever. He said they're really good at it. Or jiu-jitsu, whatever. You know, I'm with my kids, you know.
Being actively discussed.
It could be like one of them things where it's like, okay, you're going to get his kids. Okay, smile, guy, so I can post it and look like a good dad. You know what I'm saying? And then they smile, not knowing what he's really doing.
Not only in the sports community, but also in the wider circles not related to boxing.
Do I think Bivol's doing that? No.
Whatsoever. Many fans split in two camps. Some supported Ekaterina, seeing her as a victim, while others stood by the side of Dmitry, believing that his ex-wife capitalizes on this conflict for the sake of her own hype.
I made Bivol, and Bivol I will destroy until he pays my kids. I realize that I'm the light, that I'm a role model. You say that I'm an example for many people. You see, I am like you.
I'm the light.
I just have a bit.
The only person I ever known who said that was Jesus. I am the light. Like, what the?
More courage.
Ekaterina aggressively utilized all the tools to create an image of a heroine who allegedly fights for justice and rights of her kids. She even claimed that it was her who made Dmitry, and now she is willing to destroy him if he doesn't fulfill the obligations to his children.
She can't. I mean, the most she can do is take him to court.
Despite serious accusations, public insults, and constant pressure, Dmitry Bivol continues to remain.
And even then, if he was to move to a different country, he could probably get out of it. It's just like in the U.S. If you don't want to pay child support and you're in the USA, literally just leave the country. There's nothing they can do then. And I guess if you return to the country, two things. You better not let her know, or I don't know. But literally, if you don't want to pay child support, just leave the country. So if she's over there in Russia or wherever, just come to the U.S. They'll probably let you slide.
Stoic and demonstrate professionalism. He stays silent to the majority of accusations, focusing on his career. His professional accomplishments still hold a great value, and his preparation stays at the highest level despite all the difficulties he went through in his personal life. This conflict showed that even the most successful athletes can become victims of personal dramas which can affect their public image and reputation. Nevertheless, Dmitry's fortitude in and outside of the ring is the main indicator of his character. Only time will tell what kind of an impact this conflict will have on his future career and private life. And let's end it with Dima Bivol's words, though it will be a reiteration.
Divorce is a tough thing to go through for both people. What to do? There are certain difficulties in life that you just have to get over and move on. I hope that everything is going to be fine for me and her.
That's valid. Hey, please like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Hope you enjoy the video, and tell me what you think about this whole situation.